Hello, my name is Vernard Jenkins, and I'm here to present my innovative plan for change for Hayes Company. An overview of what we'll be speaking about today is who is Hayes Company? We'll walk through some literature and innovation, then I'll present the change proposal. But with every change, there will be areas of concern. Then we'll talk through our communication plan, some threats to the change, expectations at the rollout, and then we'll define how we will see success. And then I'll open up the questions at the end. Who is Hayes Company? Hayes Company LLC has been a project execution partner with Walmart's real estate division since 2007. During this partnership, Walmart entrusted Hayes Company with freight consolidation and project coordination on over 57,000 new stores, remodels, expansions, distributions, and special projects. What started as a lawn furniture quickly turned into Walmart truly dependent on Hayes for all its fixtures needs. Other companies tried to stake a claim, but because of the strong performance and reliability of the company, Hayes has been capitalized on providing a niche that no one else can do. And this extends even to Walmart. Currently, there are 5 warehouses, all located in Dallas, that support every Walmart store in the nation. For years and years, Hayes was a top down company that thrived off one leader, being the beacon of light and direction for the company. He was bright and charismatic, and his leadership showed extreme care for his people. But unfortunately, this also hindered those under him. As everyone waited for his direction, innovation amongst the company floundered, and not much information was shared. The expectation was to work hard, and you'll be rewarded for your efforts, thus forming the head down and work mentality. When Hayes decided to retire and sold the company to Knight Swift, new leadership had a different vision and wanted to expand the partnership to other businesses. Unfortunately, the team, from an operational and people standpoint, was not prepared to adjust the business and adapt to take on more volume. Thus, the leadership team needed to take a step back and reflect on what can be done to grow the business and team internally and externally. After careful consideration, the innovation plan for change was born. In most companies, when it's time to make a change, if their employees lack the skill set needed, then they just fire them and bring in folks that fit their mold. This is an approach we are deciding to take. If we're looking to improve in all areas, then an innovative approach must be taken. According to the literature by Wapolsak, innovation is defined as a learning and process in which businesses attempt to meet specific societal challenges which can be solved by developing new services, technologies, organizational structures, management approaches, governance processes, and policy concepts. In short, challenging the status quo and looking for ways to get better. In his document, he outlines 4 key points that support Hayes' company push for innovation. For one, innovation is an essential piece for improving efficiency and creating solutions to thwart the demands of the world. Each year, Hayes must negotiate their contract, and in turn, they must show improvements in cost savings. Thus, it's imperative they remain innovative. The second point is euphoric performance from a company or team requires innovation to flow from the top down and vice versa. This is only gained through creating an environment where innovation is encouraged and celebrated at all levels. The third point is innovation provides favorable conditions for businesses and overall society. Who doesn't like to win? And that winning comes through an adaptation to changing times and rising to the occasion to provide the best service to each customer. The last point is work environments that foster innovation produce overall career satisfaction among employees. Most employees thrive in an environment that challenges them to think outside the box versus the mundane same old. Through the literature, it's proven that innovation not only benefits the company, but those who work within it. After a deep reflection and review of the literature, 4 focus areas for change were birthed. The first one is roles and responsibilities. The second one is HPWP, which stands for High Performance Work Practices. The third one, Key Performance Indicators. And the last, a cadence of check ins. Now let's take an in depth view of each one. The first one is roles and responsibilities, and the change proposal is as follows. Revamp roles and responsibilities to provide clear job expectations and give leaders the proper duties to drive operational performance. With everyone in the company taking the head down and work mentality, there were leaders who were operating at the wrong scope of performance. For example, our general manager, who was responsible for the oversight of the building, wasn't planning or solving problems for the employees under him. You would catch him sweeping the floor and fixing tiles. When asked what his year-long plans for improvement, he couldn't answer and just waited on the next level above him to give him the answer. There was no delegation of tasks, and because no one knew what role they played, nothing got done in a timely manner. After uncovering this, I have partnered with HR and my senior operations manager to review the job descriptions of all salaried leaders and revamp them to align with industry standards and what we are trying to accomplish as a business. By placing everyone at the right level, this forces the team to encourage diversity of thought, and we can create an environment of innovation. The second change is HPWP. For those that came up within the company, the senior leader, William Hayes, had the culture centered around him. Yes, he was a great leader, but when leaders came and older individuals left, it left a void in the culture that everyone immediately recognized. Thus, to bring everyone together, we decided to adopt the High Performance Workplace Practice Doctrine. It's defined as practices that have been shown to improve an organization's capacity to effectively attract, select, hire, develop, and retain high-performing personnel. The benefits include increased overall business value, greater levels of employee satisfaction and commitment, and development of trust in work relations. Currently, the exec team is attending training at the end of the month of August, and a plan will be rolled out to ensure all leadership attend the training. Additionally, our employee handbook has been updated to reflect this change once everyone is trained. The third change is the addition of key performance indicators. As stated before, there was a central leader, and as long as Walmart was happy with our service, then we knew we were winning. This formula worked at headquarters, but within the warehouses, the leaders and hourly associates needed something tangible to determine success. This is where the generation of KPIs come into play. Not only can we judge our own success, but we can provide our team with the right instruction and behavioral change to help drive performance. Additionally, we can celebrate wins and capture lessons learned to increase innovation within the company. We currently hired an operational excellence manager who is capturing time studies so that we can have reasonable expectations for each role and then can retrain the team to match these standards. Once we are all aligned, we should see a much more efficient operation and ownership from the team due to them knowing how they contribute to the bottom line based on their effort. The last change is a cadence of check-ins. An operation that communicates well and is often is the one that will go places as in unison. Information channels always ran through a few people while everyone else was left in the dark. If you weren't on the need to know list, then you were expected to wait until something came down and then execute. As we move forward as a business, it is important that we have a cadence of communication around the priorities and ensure we are all aligned to move operations forward. This is the reason for the fourth change. With this change, our ops managers would meet with the team daily to talk through the previous day's learnings and set the focus for the current day. A weekly meeting with the building and senior leadership would take place to plan more long-term objectives and ensure the company's focus is being acted out amongst the team. Lastly, each building would conduct a monthly recap for all employees so that everyone is in the loop with how we are doing, where we are going, and how they can help us get there. As stated before, when the team is aligned and all communication channels are open, then that's when success and sustainment are executed at its max. With any change, there are always areas of concern that leaders should consider. In this case, 3 have been identified as top priorities that we must get ahead of. Because of the leadership structure and how the operation was ran, the majority of the leaders acted as workers Thus, there is a gap in overall basic operational and leadership knowledge. A few initial callouts for soft skills are communication, collaboration, teamwork, and critical thinking. We have begun weekly in-house training that speaks on these and other specific soft skills and conduct monthly talent reviews to assess if our investment is gaining traction. Our second area is ensuring we can get all of the leadership trained in HPWP. Because the operation now is so dependent on their presence, we outlined a phased approach that ensures we have adequate coverage and everyone has the opportunity to attend the seminars. The last area is maintaining the status quo. As the quote says, nothing fails like success. And it's hard to get someone to see a new way when the current way is working. To combat this, we as a leadership team have consistently conducted town hall meetings with every level of leadership and walked them through the why and sought out feedback as we crafted the plan to move forward. This not only gives them ownership in the change, but can alleviate any fear they may have along the way. Any change or transformation must have a communication plan so that everyone understands the why and how the change affects them positively or negatively. First, I would pull in the leadership team and those who hold positions of authority and sit them down to thoroughly explain the change. I will provide them with the why so that they are armed to communicate and implement the change with their teams. All questions would be answered and we would do some role playing to ensure they feel comfortable with the information. Next, we could conduct all building meetings to push the changes down to the lower level. It's important we take them on a journey so that they too have ownership. The leadership team would stick around afterward to collect feedback or answer questions that they may have as well. After about a month, we would then go back and have roundtables to gather feedback and apply resolutions to the items presented. Once they are complete, we would close the loop with the team to ensure we maintain our credibility as a leadership team as we go through this change. Change is inherently hard for some individuals, but by predicting threats to it, it allows us to be proactive in our effort to minimize its impact. For one, because we are asking the team to level up per se, they will be required to utilize skills they have never been asked to demonstrate daily. Therefore, as a leadership team, we must ensure that we intentionally teach any new skill or concept or implementation first, check for understanding, and then push them to execute. Additionally, we must remain patient if we don't see them grasp the information immediately due to their lack of experience. The last thing we want to do is shake their confidence and have them shut down, or worse, want to leave the job for not feeling adequate during this change. This change isn't one that we should set it and forget it. We must be mindful of a few expectations after the rollout. As stated before, patience will need to be a virtue because everything that is being rolled out may be foreign to the team. Additionally, we must make ourselves available to answer any questions our team may have. After every meeting and during one-on-ones, we must encourage our team to not be afraid to uncover what they don't know and be mindful of creating an environment of learning and growth. Lastly, our second line supervisors and subject matter experts will be intentional during impromptu and scheduled follow-ups to check with the team for understanding and fill in any knowledge gaps that were missed or lost in translation. As time progresses, we as a leadership team should start to see change not only in our culture, but operation as well. There are four key areas that we will use as a measuring stick to determine success. The first is all our leaders performing at the right level and delegating tasks that help us achieve the results desired. With day-to-day observations, along with in-the-moment feedback and scheduled development one-on-ones, it should be noticeable to many when our leaders have stepped up and raised the bar for themselves and their team. Success indicator number two is not only an enhanced culture that insiders and outsiders can feel, but we are also actively applying the learnings of the HPWP principles. We can test this impact through roundtable feedback sessions and surveys issued to the team. At least once a month, we can take this action, and as the feedback improves, we as a team will know we are on the right track. Success indicator number 3 is self-explanatory within businesses, but it would be improved operational performance. We could capture our initial performance based on the KPIs prior to the change, and then progressively track and watch our performance during the duration of the change. As we see our efficiency rise, we will not only celebrate the wins, but it gives us reassurance that we are progressing in the right direction. The final indicator is tough to measure in a quantitative sense, but based on what we are looking for, it would bleed into the other 3, and when reflecting upon, leaders could say that their success is because of their increased operational awareness, the team's response to problems with solutions instead of complaints, and communication is flowing easily from the top to the bottom and back up to the top. In summary, innovation is the unrelenting drive to break the status quo and develop a new where few have dared to go. This quote hit home because for so long this company has stuck to one way of doing things. Yes, it has been successful, but as the company looks to take on more businesses and to improve year after year, the team and operation is unequipped to manage the demands of the future. With the implementation of the 4-change proposal, it not only provides the leaders with the necessary tools to be effective leaders, but will also enhance the culture and solidifies Hayes Company as a force to be reckoned with when it comes to warehousing. Change may be scary, but not as scary when you fail to adapt and adjust and grow your business and a team thus left stifling them from reaching their full potential.